All right, Mr. Abelson, I am ready for the science experiment. Walk me through it.
Awesome. You have 100 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. It's 30%, so be careful. Then you have your potassium iodide. Put it in, but put it in quickly, and it's going to be hot. It's exothermic.
All right, I think I'm ready. It's growing. Whoa! That's quite the reaction. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see the rest of the school. Hey guys, it's Kayla from Scola. Today I'm in Los Angeles, California at Lashon Academy. Let's go check it out. So I'm joined today by Ms. Ravit. She is the Dean of Student Special Programs here. Thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you for being here.
Of course. So to get us started, I'd love to hear more about your mission.
So our mission is to prepare and empower our students, our culturally diverse students, to reach their full potential and become the independent learners and responsible global citizens that we want them to be.
I absolutely love that mission. And, just seeing your students in their classrooms, it's clear that you guys are really doing that on the day-to-day basis. But how would you describe that learning?
So as a language school and with our diverse population, our students really exposed to different languages, not just through our core Hebrew language, but also with the background and the cultures that they bring from home. And then you kind of expose them to become, with that and the learning that they have in the classroom, kind of push them to be the independent learner and being that global citizen that we want them to be.
Oh, that is so great. So I'm with my brand new friend, Pauline. She's a second grader. So Pauline, I'd love to hear, what is your favorite part about going to school at Lashon?
Learning.
Learning? What are you learning about right now?
Right now we're learning about habitat.
Habitats, very cool. What is your favorite habitat that you've learned about?
Tundra.
The tundra. Well, Pauline, do you know what you want to be when you grow up? What's that?
A vet.
A vet? Well, that's perfect. You're learning about habitats and animals right now. That is so cool. Do you have a favorite activity that you do here?
Art.
Art class? What are you drawing right now in art class? Or what's your favorite project to work on?
We're not doing any project right now, but I do like to do art.
Art? Well, you seem like quite the artist. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Pauline. So let's dive a little deeper. What are 3 things that really stand out to you and set your school apart?
So I would say that the first thing that set us apart is definitely our diverse community. As I mentioned earlier, we have multiple languages spoken amongst our community. We have actually 12 different languages spoken, and this means more than 12 different cultures and background here at the school. And this exposure helps our students become more empathetic, be more open-minded, and understand the individuals that not necessarily look like them or think like them. So the second thing that set us apart is our language and cultural program. So as a Hebrew language school, we teach them the modern language through the proficiency-based approach, which is put emphasis on the meaningful communication part of the language. And our tiered level of Hebrew classes really offer them and allow us to differentiate our instruction in the language and be able to reach students based on their proficiency level. So we can, whether you are a heritage learner who already speaks the language at home or hear it at home, or this is the first time you're exposed to the language. So not only we have the language program, we also have the cultural studies. As a language school, you can't just teach a language without the culture. We can't disconnect the two, right? So as part of our cultural studies, we teach our students about the culture of Israel, and we use it really as a springboard to learn about other cultures, including their own. It really prepares them to be active global citizens that we want them to be, who are capable of engaging and contributing to, in a positive way, to our society, to our diverse world.
Yeah.
So the third aspect that really sets us apart is the students engaging in comprehensive curriculum that focus on strong development of strong readers and writers and communicators. It's really grounding in rich content in all the subject areas, including history and science and literature and the arts. And we do it through projects. So the kids are touching and feeling and exploring. And this approach really develops sense of ownership and pride in the students, which is what we want for them, right? To be proud of what they're doing and explore it. And we further support them through differentiating instruction and small group instruction within the classroom.
Yeah, that's awesome. I loved what you mentioned about, teaching them to be good communicators, because when we met some of your students, that was something that they highlighted is they love being with their friends. They love communicating with their friends. And with the language aspects and the exploratory models that you guys are using, it's really clear that is bleeding into their lives and it's really making an impact on them. So I know you mentioned learning through projects, but what does that really look like in the classroom?
So just like you saw in our science lab with Mr. Abelson, how they get dirty and they explore and they touch, we do that across all subjects, whether it's Hebrew, what they learn about, they compare it compares schools in different countries and how do they look like, or they in their reading or language arts class where we try to give them different projects and discussions that encourage them to think critically and analyze the information on their own and come into these conclusions on their own. So they're kind of like solve their problems independently.
Yeah, well, I had so much fun in that science lab. You guys have an incredible space there. And I love that you're talking about how this learning is not just in the science lab, experiments and experiential learning doesn't just have to be limited to that space. And you're bleeding that into every single class that you guys are teaching here.
Yeah.
So today I'm with Ari, he's a 5th grader. So Ari, I'd love to hear about your favorite thing about going to school here.
My favorite thing about going to school would probably be communicating with my friends and learning, mostly math, which is probably my favorite subject. And I also like playing sports.
Awesome. What sports are you playing?
Mostly basketball, soccer, and football.
Very well-rounded. You seem like quite the athlete. So you mentioned you really like math. What are you learning in math right now?
We were multiplying decimals, but now we're multiplying fractions.
Very cool. You must be pretty smart then. So I know you're headed into 6th grade next year. What are some of your goals for that?
Just probably getting better at every sport that I play and getting better grades every semester.
Very cool. Well, it's super nice to meet you today, Ari.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, it's a beautiful day here and you guys have a beautiful outdoor space for students to enjoy. So tell me more about your campus and specifically your community here.
So as I mentioned earlier, we do have more than 12 languages spoken amongst our community households. And we are a Hebrew language school, but we're not only serving our Jewish or Israeli community population in the area. We are welcome any community to come here and to learn about the language and the culture of Israel. And through that, as I mentioned before, learn about their own cultures and be these global citizens that we want them to be. And then although we are located in the heart of San Fernando Valley, we have families who are coming all the way from Santa Clarita, from Woodland Hills, from the city. We are a lottery-based school. That means that we give the applicants all equal chance to be admitted. So again, you don't have to be Israeli to come to our school. It's open for everyone. But it is important that you apply before March because that's when we go into the drawing for the following school year. And we do have wait list in all of our grade levels. So it's very important that you kind of stick to that.
Well, that's super inspiring. You have families coming from all over California just to be here. It's really creating that melting pot of families. And I'm sure that's really great for students to be learning about so many different cultures. So then for all of our Hebrew-speaking families out there, what would you like them to know?
אתם מוזמנים להצטרף אלינו למשפחת לשון אקדמי.
So for any families who might be interested in enrolling their students here, where should they go to learn more information?
So they can go to our Lashon page, Lashon Facebook page or Instagram account, or they can go to our lashonacademy.org website.
Perfect. And you can also go to schola.com. Thank you again so much for having us today.
Thank you for being here.
And that's a wrap at Lashon Academy. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys at the next school.